Hello to our techie friends in Luxembourg, and hello to everyone. This is our next tutorial in our series on web scraping using Python. I am Scrappy and this is World Web Scraping. There we go! Hello and welcome to World Web Scraping. This is our next tutorial in our series on web scraping using Python. Today we will talk about how to read the data from a PDF file. In one of our tutorials we talk about how we can download a PDF file. But now if you have downloaded a PDF file and you want to read that data with a Python code and you want to do some kind of analysis on that, so how to do that? How to read PDF data line by line, that's what we are going to see today. So guys, let's get started. So to read the PDF file, file contain a lot of data, and if you have downloaded some data and PDF file, if you have seen the previous tutorial, we talked about how we can do that. We can download a large amount of data, large amounts of PDF files. So if you download some PDF file and if you want to read the PDF file and do some kind of analysis, say if you want to do some sentiment analysis on the PDF or something, so you need to read the PDF file into your Python and you need to read it line by line. So how you can do that? That's we are going to see. So to read a PDF file, we have a library called Py Pdf2. So this is a library that we will be using today, and this library contains some features that we can use to read PDF file. It has some extra features also, like you can add some watermarks, you can rotate the pages and stuff. So if you want to read more about it, you can go to this page. This is a official documentation, and you can go to the read this official documentation of Py Pdf2. It contains all the features that this library can do, and if you want to work more on the PDF, you can see this library. So coming back to our code, so before PyPDF to give there was a CYPDF itself, and then came PyPDF2. There is PyPDF4 also, but it does not have that extensive support of the Python community, and it is not that well maintained. So we are using the PyPDF2 only. Just remember this thing, that if this case sensitive, so please put your Y should be in a small case and should not be uppercase. So install PyPDF2 using pipe install and run the cell. I have already installed it, and so you could do a pipe install on that. And just a second. So this was the book we downloaded in the last one of our tutorial when we were downloading PDF file. This was the book actually, and it was available on this dbbook.com db4. So it is a database management book actually, and when we use our PyPDF2 module, what it is going to do, it is going to read line by line for every page, and you see it doesn't matter like what kind of information here is in the PDF, like you see how it is written. There is a lot of formatting here, images and stuff, but that doesn't matter for this our library, this PyPDF, and we can very easily read through this. So this is already installed in my system, so you do install it. After that we will be importing our PyPDF2 library, and then I'm creating a PDF file object. I'm naming it PDF file object, and I'm opening my PDF file. So this is the name of my PDF file, and I'm opening it as a binary. So that's why I have passed RB here. So that's what we have to do when you open a PDF file, and we want to read it with PyPDF2. We have opened it using RB as a binary file. After that, there is a PDF file reader or class in PyPDF2. So using that, I'm creating a PDF reader object, and I will pass my PDF file object that I created here. So this file I opened, I pass this open file here, and this PDF file reader will read this file now. So this PDF reader I have created, I have read my file here, and after that what I'm doing here is I'm calling this PDF reader object, I'm calling .number pages. So what this .num pages will do, it will count the number of pages and in our PDF how many numbers of pages are there, and we are printing that. So that's what we are doing. So let's run till here and just copy this and paste in the next cell. So I will run this and I will see how several pages are there, and we have 11 number of pages. So that's how, if we see our file here also, so we will have 11 number of pages you can see here. So it worked fine, the PDF reader. Now I have to read the pages one by one, but what I have to do is on my PDF reader there is a method called .getPage. If I call that method and I passed the page number, so I'm passing page number 0 here. So then we read it using Python, so the pages will start from 0. And so what I do here, I'm reading this page and passing the page number. So PDF reader gets to page 0. So what this will do is this will read my first page, and now to get the text from that page there is another method. I have to call upon this object or on this page object, so that is .extract text. So this extracted text is similar to like what we have used in BS4. We used to do .get a text, so similar to that, it will take out the text data from that object and it will show us all the text and line by line. And now after that I'm closing my PDF file. So guys, let's run this cell, and you see we have got all of our data, whatever was on our first page. If I show you here also, so that's what we are getting. There we see Database System Concepts Chapter 1, Introduction, Purpose of the Database Systems, View of Data, Data Models. That's what we have. Purpose of a database system, view of data, data models. That's what we have in our data. So that's what we are getting from there. Okay. And this is reading these lines also, and these names. If you see this, I will zoom in a bit, I guess. And if you see the first line of our PDF and it reads these pages, so what it does is it gets these footnotes first, and it is showing us those footnotes. So this is what we are getting, the name of the writers and then the page numbers, so the content 1.1, and then we are getting all the content that we have on our page. So that's how you can read a PDF file using Py Pdf2. First do .getPage, then from that page you extract the text and you print that text. Now if you don't want to print the text, and instead of that, if you want to store it into a list, because if you want to do such a sentiment analysis, so what you will ideally want is instead of printing it on the terminal, you would want to extract one line at a time and you do analysis on that. So for that, what we can do is we can assign our page object get.extract text back to a variable. So I'm assigning it back to a variable p, and then this p will be a string if I remove this split line once. I will run this cell, it will be a string if we just do this. So we will get a string out and if you want to store it into a list. So what you have to do is Python has a default method called split lines. So what this split lines will do, it will split this entire data on a new line argument that we have here. So this is like a new line argument that we have here. So the split line will split entire data between the new line and this \n, and so it will split that data on everywhere where this \n is coming, and it will store it into a list. If I run the cell and it will, you see here how our data is split into a single line, and we can now extract our data out of this line one at a time, writing a for loop, and we can do our sentiment analysis on it. So guys, that's it for today. That's how you can read a file and print the data, or simply store it into a list and do further analysis on that. So that is all for today, my techie friends. If you like the video, please like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video tutorial, and do not stop visiting our website. Leave your comments below and ask me any question you have. I will be happy to answer them. Link is given in the description of this video to get code and full material. Stay happy, stay safe, stay techie.